everybody. It is August 24th, 2009. I am Sonic Sons, and I'm here to deliver some bad news. Barack Obama is a disappointment. He's been a disappointment thus far. He shall probably remain a disappointment. Forever, as far as I can tell. Don't see a particular reason why he would change, though I really hope that he does. I also hope that I'm wrong in my assessment of him. I've been reading some articles over the last, since Obama became president, a few months, in particular the last few weeks. I've already done a couple of videos on how I disagree with the United States policy as it currently stands, and as Obama stands by it, hasn't done much to change certain things, per se. And I keep hoping that it's going to turn around at some point, and, someone will point to the articles by Paul Krugman, Frank Rich, and especially Glen Greewald. And someone will show me where this all went wrong, how people have misinterpreted Obama, or maybe Obama was on the wrong path, but he's getting on the right path now, and I'm not seeing it. I haven't seen anyone take down Glen Greewald in practically anything that he said about anybody. The man, in case you don't know, is a columnist at salon.com. He writes a whole bunch of articles about, American politics, criticizes all sorts of people on the right and the left, and in the media, and everywhere, and backs it all up with lots of links to lots of sources and stuff. As far as I can tell, the man is very trustworthy. I'm almost hoping that he is not trustworthy, this Mr. Glen Greewald, because if he's not trustworthy, then maybe that means Obama is trustworthy, and maybe, look, Obama is better than, Bush, but I was kind of hoping for, a true historic sort of hero president sort of thing that would, I knew he wouldn't be perfect, but anyway, suppose I go to the beginning. I remember back when, back when Obama, got elected senator. Seemed an interesting person, good speaker and everything. Everyone recognizes that. And then eventually the hype, speculation started to build up about whether he would run for president. And I started to think, I heard his positions on stuff, that yeah, maybe he should do that. And finally he announced that he was running for president. I remember somewhere early in the campaign how I was really impressed with the man. Sometimes you're just watching some of his speeches, whatever, just give you such a thrill. Here was someone taking it to all the corruption of Washington. Here is someone standing right there, saying very clearly how we're going to change the system, how, for instance, lobbyists are running too much of Washington, corporate interests and running too much, and Washington's been corrupted by, interests of money, frankly. Someone with, bold visions, it looked like, and we need to fix healthcare, we need to fix the economy, and we made stupid mistakes in Iraq, and we need to do something about that, and criticisms of the Bush administration. He'd tell you about how, and they've overused secrecy, claiming things to be secret, really when it's just Bush administration people trying to avoid, frankly, prosecution. How we haven't given enough rights to detainees and so forth. We presume everyone's guilty when really sometimes people are innocent. Let's give them trials and so forth. See my other video, Trials and Terrorism, for that. You know, and he wrapped it all up in this nice package. He spoke so well. You know, made it so clear. Somewhere early in that campaign, I was like, wow, this guy, this Obama guy. And then throw in a side note that he'd be like the first black president, and isn't that historic? That really should be a side note, you know. It shouldn't influence you one way or the other how you vote, etc. And then a few months go by. I don't know exactly when it was. It was a long campaign, though. A few months go by. Eventually, it started to get a little tarnished. You'd read things on factcheck.org. And Obama wasn't always accurate. It's one of those, okay, either he's lying or he's wrong, and all the other politicians are also inaccurate, you know. PolitiFact is another website, and they keep track. You can put, like, Obama, McCain, and they'll tell you, like, all the statements they made, and how many were true, and how many were mostly true, and how many were... And Obama beat McCain handily in that. Like, and all the, you know, half-true to mostly... You know, half-true to all the way true, Obama, like, had more statements than McCain. And all the half-true down to complete lie, Obama had less statements than McCain. I was like, okay, well, Obama's lied a couple times, or half-truthed a couple times, or whatever. But he's still better than McCain. And I to this day, I still think McCain would have been a worse option. But Obama turns out it's not as good as I thought. We're getting around to my disillusionment here in a bit. Anyway, I got all the way to the election. I made a video, made a few videos, and I said that I think Barack Obama's, you know, a big step forward. And thankfully I did use the phrase, well, it's not like he's perfect. Yes, it turns out he's not perfect. He's more flawed even than I thought when I made that statement. Look, you're going to have to read a few articles that I posted up in the sidebar. A nice summary of everything is Frank Rich column, Is Obama punking us? Obama gets into office. What's he do? Well, he immediately signs a thing saying, we're going to close Guantanamo within a year. Yay. Why it had to take a whole year was a little weird, but okay, maybe it takes a while to get your forms together and figure out exactly what you're going to do with people. Okay, at least, you know, everyone there is going to get their proper trial, or if there's not enough evidence to give them a trial, then they're going to be released, right? That was the implication. And as I said in the Trials and Terrorism video, you can have leeway on the details of a trial. Maybe something depends on some sort of secret information, and you need some sort of special judge with the proper security clearance, and maybe blah, 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 blah. But everyone should get a trial, right? That's obvious, right? You take someone in, and then you don't just keep them there forever and throw them in jail because we feel like it. No, you need to have an independent somebody or other, like a judge and jury and all that sorts of thing, come by, and then that didn't exactly happen in the Obama administration. He started off by saying, we're going to close Guantanamo. Great. And then there have been reports that we're going to have to delay that. It's, you know, the 1 year turns out to be too short. I think there's a couple people been released. But then there's the notion of moving other people to this other base in this other country. I think, was it Afghanistan? Forget. You know, which is like, okay, we didn't want you to close Guantanamo just to create another Guantanamo, which is, you know, the same thing in a different geographical location. Like, it's not the geographical location that ticks everyone off. It's the violation of rights. Obama used to be a constitutional law professor. You'd think this would be obvious to him. Rights and so